I am in the building. Welcome to the check-in report. We got a lot to get to. Kamala Harris' new economic plan. Woof. Woof. This woman has absolutely no idea what she's doing. We're gonna get to it. Kamala Harris, you have no idea what you're doing. You think we're gonna trust you with the damn economy? Don't be ridiculous. Smoking gelato when the Tahoe smell the fucking jaw. She wanna ride with me cause we look like some movie stars. The Stotty moving faster than a speeding car. Coming through the door with no panties on. Popping Molly's and you know she took a Zanny bar. Talking about a Mazda is a family car. I hit her with a curve, then the coup de grace. Zillow games, I'm shaking up the dice, baby. She wanna stay with me so we can make the night, baby. She wanna be with me so I can lay the pipe, baby. I'm only out here for the night, baby. I'm looking right, baby. She wanna link, I'm only out here for the night, baby. In Puerto Rico, Casamigos with the Sprite, baby. She wanna fuck with the scammers, talk to me nice, baby. She hit the bottle and the hoe just wobble wobble. This thought is fucking for a fight the cobble wobble. African swing, hit the spin, hit the throttle. She wanna fuck with the gangsters, talk to me nice, baby. Welcome to the Check-in Report. I am your humble host, True and Living. I am in the building. I'm not your homie, I'm the one and only Macaroni. Welcome to the show, y'all. I am in the building. We have a lot to get to tonight. Kamala Harris has unveiled her new economic plan to get the United States back on the right track. We're going to talk about it tonight. And please humor me. Humor me tonight. Do you trust this woman with the economy? Do you trust her with your American dollars? Do you trust her with the economy, the stock market? Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, they pretty much, they pretty much, dropped the ball on the economy. They've dropped the ball, but now they're asking us to trust them, even though that they don't have a record of success. Even though they got us into an inflation standstill. Even though the stock markets are going down. Kamala Harris wants us to trust her new economic plan, y'all. How ridiculous is that? We're going to get into it. We're going to have to get into it. And please just humor me. Humor me. Do you trust this woman with your economy? Do you trust her with your tax dollars? Do you trust her, to get the country, where it needs to be economically? And I want you also to understand something where inflation comes from. Inflation comes from big government overspending. That's what it comes from. It comes from the government overspending. So if you're asking yourself, why is America dealing with inflation? Why is the price of groceries out of control? Why is the cost of living out of control? It's because of big government overspending. I can assure you tonight, you're going to hear in her speech, you're going to hear a lot about, the price of medication. the price of healthcare. You're gonna see her move you're gonna see her talk a lot about, I can assure you, I haven't even seen the clip, but I can assure you, you're gonna hear her speak about the price of medication. You're gonna, because we've already seen her speech yesterday, talking about these things. So I'm pretty sure that she's gonna spend tonight talking about these things. But we're gonna get into it. We're gonna have to get into it. Kamala Harris, she was on a rally today. She was talking about her new plan. We're gonna go through her plan, what she's trying to do, what she's working on, what she's all of these. Listen, I don't rock with this woman. Salute to Elixir. I see Elixir in the building. Salute to Elixir. Salute to Elixir. And salute to anybody coming into the building. Hey, make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. This is your first time being here. And please, I want people to be a part of the dialogue. So please put it in the super chat. We put respect on donors at this channel. We want people here to be a part of the conversation here. Because, this is one of the most important elections of our lifetime that we are witnessing, and I want people to be a part of the discussion, a part of the dialogue, a part of the convo. But we're gonna take a look at her new plan, what she wants to work on, what she wants to do in terms of her plan for the economy. Let's see what she's talking about in this video. Let's get into it with no further ado. One second, y'all. One second. Let's get into it.
So every day across our nation, families talk about their plans for the future.
No, Kamala. People can't talk about their plans for the future because the economy is weighing them down. You and Joe Biden, you have gotten it to the point where people they can't think about what they're gonna do tomorrow. They have to worry about scrambling and scraping to get enough pennies and dimes and nickels to survive today. People can't plan for the future right now because you have the economy in such such a bad space. We're in such a bad space economically in terms of inflation, the cost of living, that people can't plan for the future. They can't plan for what they want to do, their goals. If they have a vacation that they want to maybe go somewhere, see the world, they can't do that right now. Because the weight of inflation, the weight of the cost of living is weighing them down. And they have you to blame for that, Kamala Harris. Don't they have you to blame for that? There's nobody else that we should be looking at but you and Jim Crow Joe, Benadryl Joe, NyQuil Joe, DayQuil Joe. You are the two people that we should be looking at when it comes to this economy and the state of affairs that it's in. There's nobody else that we should be looking at. We're looking square at you, and we're realizing that you are the problem. You and Joe Biden, you and the overspending, you and sending all of these billions of dollars to all these foreign countries to fight these foreign wars. It's you. Is nobody else to blame but you. The American people should be looking square at you. This time we can't point the fingers at Trump. This time we can't say, oh, it's all Trump's fault. You are in the scope this time. So please, let's hear what you have to offer the American people now.
Their ambitions, their aspirations for themselves, for their children.
You haven't been thinking about the American children. You haven't been thinking about the future of America, Kamala. Because you've been milking the American people dry. You haven't been thinking about those young adults when they come out of college and they get that job that they wanted,
They can't marry they can't marry their high school sweetheart or their college girlfriend. They can't do that now because the economy is weighing hard on them. On top of the student debts, now they have to deal with the economy out of control and the price of inflation and the cost of living because of you, Kamala. Take responsibility, woman. And that's my issue with these Democrats and with Joe Biden. Take some responsibility. Take some accountability. I would have a lot of respect for Kamala and Joe if they say, well, we're sorry for the bad job that we did, but we want to fix things. We want to help you and we want to fix things. Take accountability that the economy is in a bad state because of you. You did it. Take the accountability and tell the American people that you're willing to fix it, that you hear their problems, that you hear their cries, and you want to fix it. What you're going to hear in this speech is going to be a lot of diversion. She's going to try to ease your pain, calm your fears, but in all reality, she's the reason for your pain and suffering. She's the reason why you can't afford your groceries this week. She's the reason why you're nickel and diming, scraping for every penny. She's the reason. Let's get back into it.
And they talk about how they're going to be able to actually achieve them financially.
And that's another thing about Kamala Harris. You know, just the way she comes off so insincere. I don't hear the sincerity in her voice. Every time I hear her speak and talk, she just comes off so insincere. And that comes from her time as a prosecutor. That comes to because a lot of times when she went into that courtroom, and was fighting that trial with a brand new pantsuit lawyer suit, she did everything in her power to dehumanize the person that she was going against in that courtroom. So when a person has spent their whole life's work dehumanizing people, criminalizing people, using everything to, throw these individuals in jail, I can't expect a person like that to come off sincere, a person like that to come off with humanity. But I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just the tone of her voice. Maybe it's just really in her spirit and really in her heart. She just doesn't have that sincerity in her heart. But every time I hear her speak, she comes off as phony. She comes off phony to me. Fake, insincere. Every time I hear her speak, she just comes off like that to me. But in any event, let's continue.
Because look, the bills add up.
Yeah, we know the bills add up, and you're the reason that the bills are adding up. You're the reason that the bills are being bloviated, inflated. You're the reason why the bills are bloviated and inflated and out of control. We should be looking at you. We're taking a hard look and a glare at the reason for the bills being inflated. You are the cause of it, Kamala.
Food, rent, gas.
Rent, gas. Yeah, it's all adding up. And you aren't making it better. How about this, Kamala Harris? How about this? Because she's going to get into her new economic plan that nobody's going to buy into. Nobody's buying into her new plan. Like, come on. You spent your whole career, Kamala, throwing people in jail. You're not a businesswoman. I know you got your new pantsuit from Claire's, and you probably thought you was gonna get fresh in your new pantsuit, and you was gonna talk your talk and make people think that you're some type of businesswoman. That, hey guys, I can get the country back on. I'm smart in business, guys. I know how to run the country, like a business. But your track record says the other. Your track record says that you're not a good businesswoman. Your track record says, in the last 3.5 years, all you've been doing is pushing pencils, buying new pantsuits, getting new silk presses for your hair. You ain't been doing no work running this damn country, woman. But now you're trying to sell yourself as a businesswoman that could fix the woes of the economy, that could fix what's going on in the state of our economy. You're going to help the stock market. You're going to fix the inflation. You're going to fix healthcare. Why haven't you been doing that in the last 3.5 years, woman? Salute to everybody that's in the building right here. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe this video. Again, if this is your first time here, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like this video. And if you want to be a part of the discussion, I want people to be a part of the discussion. This is an important election. I want to hear you guys' issues. I want to hear what's on you guys' mind. Please put it in the super chat. I want people to be a part of the dialogue and discussion. Please, we put respect on the donors here. So when you donate to the channel in the super chat, via super chat, we read all donations, and I want people to be a part of the discussion here. I want people to be a part. So make sure you get that super chat in here so you can be a part of the discussion. Let's get back into it, though.
To school clothes, prescription medication. After all that, for many families, there's not much left.
Not much left. You can't tell me she doesn't sound insincere. It's not much left. Yeah, it's not much left because of you. You're the reason why it ain't much left. You're the reason I can't go on vacation. You're the reason why I'm struggling in nickel and diamond to pay my rent and my mortgage. You're the reason why I can't buy my groceries this week. You're the reason why I'm struggling putting $10 of gas in my tank. You're the reason, Kamala. What are you talking about? We're looking at the reason. We're looking at the cause. And you can't get out of this. You in this economic plan, to me it just sounds, it sounds ludicrous to me. When you're the reason that we have to implement a plan. And that's one thing that she's not going to be able to get out of this in this election season. She's not going to be able to wiggle out the economy, because no matter where you stand, whether let's say you because there's a lot of issues that on people's minds this election, whether it be abortion, whether it be immigration, just a couple different things that are on people's minds this election season. The reality is the economy affects us all. All of our pockets are being affected by the economy. So she's not going to be able to wiggle away from the fact that she was in office for 3.5 years and did absolutely nothing about the economy. Salute to James Clifton with the $20 donation. Salute to James Clifton. Salute to you, sir. Salute to James Clifton with the $20 donation. James Clifton says, many issues at hand, but I'll respect your request and give a super chat. It's obvious, bro. This vote matters more than any other in our lifetime. Trump is easily the best choice. I don't know if he's easily the best choice. I don't know if he's easily, because there's a couple of things that, and I listen, I respect what you're saying and I respect where you're coming from. And I agree with your point that this is the most important election of our lifetime. It absolutely is. This is a very important election. This is probably more important than any of the last 5 elections that we've had. But I don't know if Trump is an easy selection. I don't know. if you believe in, just civil liberties, if you believe in just common civil rights, common rights and just being treated fairly as a human being, it should worry you that Trump wants federal immunity to police officers. It should worry you. That's one thing that I look at that is making me not want to support him, because there's a couple of things that I agree with Trump on. I agree with Trump on his what he says about immigration. I agree with him. There's some things that Trump says that I actually agree with. But when I hear him say he wants to give federal immunity to police officers, I have an issue with that, because we all know that every police officer is not good. Every police officer is not a good police officer. Now, don't get me wrong. Now, we have a lot of great men and women that are in our force that do their job, that do it by the book, that are helping their communities, doing the best that they can to protect and serve their communities. But the reality is we have bad apples in everywhere. And we can't have Trump just give, blanketly just give, officers, federal immunity when they commit crimes. They have to be held accountable. But I agree with what you said in terms of this being an important election. It absolutely is, Jay. But salute to James Clifton with that $20 donation. Salute to you, sir. And anybody, if you want to be a part of the discussion, please, we put respect on the donors here. I want people to be a part of the discussion here. This is a very important discussion that we have to talk about. Hold on. Oh, Sinclair's in the building. What's up, Sinclair? I see Sinclair's in the building. Salute to Sinclair. Put some respect on Sinclair's name in there in the chat room in there. Let's get back to Kamala Harris' new plan to save the economy. Let's get back into it, y'all. Oh, hold on. One second, y'all.
At the end of the month.
1 second.
I grew up in a middle-class household.
Oh, we're gonna deal with that. I gotta deal with that quote. Salute to Elixir with the $5 donation. Salute to Elixir with the $5 donation. Elixir says, Trump is the best of the world. This is just better of the worst. Kamala is 100 times worse than Trump, but Trump is crazy too. I agree with that statement. Elixir, I agree with that statement. I absolutely agree with that statement. I think that if you ask me, if I had to vote, gun to my head, if I had to vote, I would probably sway towards Trump if I had to. But if you're asking me just, who am I endorsing? Who am I supporting? Neither. I'm not supporting neither. But if I had to, absolutely had to, I cannot support the Democratic left. I cannot. They've done too much damage to black people. They have, preyed on our ignorance. They have taken advantage of our community. So I could not support the Democratic left in any way, shape, or form. Salute to Swift Titan. Salute to Swift Titan with the $5 donation. Salute to you, sir. Swift Titan says he wants qualified immunity, and it's for them to help with the mass bye-bye of foreign invaders. Well, listen, I'm not a proponent of and I know about qualified immunity as well. I'm not a proponent of qualified immunity either. And Swift Titan also says it prevents them from being sued, not prosecuted. And again, I'm not a proponent of qualified immunity either. I'm not a proponent of that. I'm not in favor of police having lackadaisy laws that protect them. Police have to be held accountable, and yes, they should be sued when they break the law. When they decide to go off of script, like case in point, George Floyd, when he put the knee on the man's neck, right? Right, that wasn't protocol. It was nowhere in the company, police guidebook, that type of maneuver. Are you telling me something when a case like that happens, that person going to get qualified immunity? Let's say hypothetically George Floyd didn't die. Let's say hypothetically he survived, but he had some type of ailment with his neck. Maybe his neck was broken or something like that. You're going to tell me that police officer deserves qualified immunity after that? That's not something that I can support. So I couldn't support that. I absolutely could not support that, I absolutely could not support that whatsoever. But salute to everybody that donated. Again, I want people to be a part of the discussion here. I want people to be a part of the discussion. So make sure you put it in the super chat. I want people to be a part of the discussion and the dialogue. Let's get back into what Kamala Harris was talking about in terms of her economic plan to save America. Let's get back into it.
For most of my childhood, we were renters. My mother saved for well over a decade.
Now, I want to deal with something because she said that she came from a middle class family, and stuff like that. Let's make no mistake. Kamala Harris' mother was an educated woman. Her mother was a doctor, ladies and gentlemen. Her mother was a doctor. Kamala Harris, was you really middle class? Let's really talk about that. Was you really raised middle class? You come from an affluent family of a skilled woman, and I heard your father was an educated man as well. So to say that you come from this, blue collar, working class family that's going to a 9-to-5, working a blue collar job, that's not correct. You come from an affluent family that was, more than well off, in my opinion. Salute to Swift Titan. Swift Titan says, salute to Swift Titan with the $5 donation. Swift Titan says, yes. That was. They performed that on a lot of people, no matter their color. They changed protocol after the incident blew up. That's not my knowledge or my information. I saw the trial. I believe it was the commissioner or maybe the chief. He said that maneuver was not in the guidebook. He said it was not in the guidebook. You're saying, yes, it was. I saw the commissioner or, the chief, I saw him take the stand and say that maneuver, we're talking about the George Floyd situation where Derek Chauvin was on top of George Floyd's neck. I saw that the chief of police, he took the stand and he said that maneuver was not in the guidebook. But in any event, what I'm trying to say, Swift Titan, is that pretty much what I'm trying to say is that we can't have laxy-daisy laws for law enforcement. When law enforcement breaks the law, they need to pay the piper. Listen, we all want the police to do their job. We all want criminals off of the streets. We all want the police officers the ability to do their job, but we can't create an environment, an element where they'll just be able to do whatever they want under the protection of the law. That's when things get a little out of hand, in my opinion. We can't go back to that. We can't have that anymore. We can't have that. I'm not for that. As a black man, there's no way that I can support that. But let's continue with what and salute to Swift Titan with that $5 donation. Salute to him. Let's get back into what Kamala was saying, though.
To buy a home. I was a teenager when that day finally came, and I can remember so well how excited she was. I kind of understood what it meant, but we called her Mommy. Mommy was so excited, it just made us excited that she was so excited.
1 second, y'all. YouTube, we go commercial brazy.
College, I worked at McDonald's to earn spending money.
Can you imagine Kamala Harris working at McDonald's with that cackling laugh and that insincere voice of hers? Can you imagine her working at McDonald's? And does she have any? Because listen, I would love to see pictures of it. Because, it sounds good. It sounds like, and at the end of the day, she was probably just a teenager. She wanted a little bit of income. Maybe her mom wanted to let her, see that, listen, money doesn't fall off of trees. You need to go out there and work. I know I'm a doctor. I know that I have a lot of money to spare, but, you're going to have to go out there and earn your own money, Kamala. But I would love to see pictures of her working at McDonald's. Anybody have pictures? Anybody, I would love to see it. I would love to see it. But I think that's absolutely hilarious, her working at McDonald's.
Well, some of the people I worked with were raising families on that paycheck. They worked second or even third jobs to pay rent and buy food. That only gets harder.
Hey, we got 254 people in the building. Hit that like button. We're going to take some time. Hit that like button, y'all.
What a thrill.
Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. We only got 24 likes in here.
And silence through the night.
Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. It's a thrill to be here with you, but hit that like button, y'all.
Searching and I'll melt into you.
Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Let's get back into it.
When the cost of living goes up. When I am elected president, I will make it a top priority to bring down costs and increase economic security for all Americans.
Kamala Harris, why haven't you done that in the last 3.5 years? I want a lot of you to understand the weight of what's happening and what you're seeing on your TV screen right now. I want you to understand the weight. You're looking at somebody who is an elected official already in the White House, already has the power to do a lot. Especially with the rhetoric that they're coming with, that Joe Biden isn't equipped to do his job, and the mental decline and mental fog is coming in, and he can't do his job like he used to. People are looking at Kamala Harris as maybe Kamala Harris is the one that's really running things right now. You're looking at somebody that has been in office for the last 3.5 years telling you that I know I haven't done anything in the last 3.5 years, y'all. I know all I've been doing in office for the last 3.5 years is buying pantsuits and cackling in interviews. But this time, guys, I'm going to actually do something. Understand the gravity of what you're looking at. You're looking at somebody that's already in the White House, who holds the power, who already is there. Or you're already in the White House, Kamala. You've been there for the last 3.5 years, and you haven't done anything. You haven't pushed any initiative. You haven't worked on any agendas to fix this economy. But now you're telling us, oh, we got to wait till election season for you to actually do something now. How ridiculous is that to tell the American people? How ridiculous is that? To now tell us that now you want to do something. Now you want to work for us. Now you want to fix the economy. Now you want to fix the inflation. Where the hell were you at in the last 3.5 years? How many pantsuits can you buy? How many silk presses do you need for your hair? How many times can you cackle for a bad joke? These are the things you've been occupied with, all while being the border czar and not going to the damn border. But now you expect us to think that you're going to do something? Now you expect that you're going to fix things? Big bad Kamala is going to walk in on day one in the White House with a big pantsuit and finally do something? That's what you're trying to tell me?
I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it, Kamala. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it that now you're going to do something. Your record suggests that you're not. Your record suggests that you won't be doing anything. Your record suggests that you're going to continue to sit on these issues. You're going to continue to watch inflation get out of hand. You're going to continue to go the pace that you've been going and not work on these things. That's what your record suggests, Kamala. That's what your record suggests. You know?
As president, I will take on the high costs that matter most to most Americans, like the cost of food.
Why haven't you been doing that? Why haven't you? And keep in mind, I just want to show you guys how insincere this woman is. Let me show you how insincere this woman is. I've been watching very closely her campaign rallies, very closely. Very closely, I've been watching her campaign rallies. Every time she goes there, and keep in mind, every time she does a campaign rally, she's not on stage for very long. I'd say about less than 20 minutes. And every time she does her little campaign rally, she does not talk about the weight that all of Americans are feeling with this inflation. She does not talk about it very much. She gets on that stage, starts talking about gun violence, starts talking about, abortion, starts talking about this, starts talking about that. Yesterday we did a video. She did a whole 30-minute talk about the price of medication. Never got around to talking about the price of your groceries or the cost of living. Never got around to talking about, that much. Never got around to talking about that. But she focused and squared in on the price of medication. This is an insincere woman. And a lot of people have been talking about it. A lot of people have been speaking on, listen, she's not really talking about inflation. She's not really talking about our economy. She's not talking about really fixing things. Very interesting that now she wants to do something. Now she wants to work on these issues. Very interesting.
We all know that prices went up during the pandemic when the supply chains...
Nope, that's an absolute falsity. When the pandemic happened, remember, guys, the pandemic happened under whose watch? The pandemic happened under Trump's watch. Did it not happen under Trump's watch? Trump was in office during 2019, 2020. That was when the pandemic was at its peak. 2020, everything shuts down. Businesses shut down. People calling out of work. 2020 was when it was at its height. Inflation stayed the same during the whole Biden administration, during the whole Trump administration. The whole Trump administration, the inflation costs were relatively down. She can't wiggle out of that. She's spreading misinformation. When the pandemic hit, inflation was down. As soon as Biden takes office, that's when inflation started skyrocketing. Oh my goodness, that's when it was through the roof.
shut down and failed. But our supply chain...
Hey, we got 400 people in the building. Salute to everybody in here. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button right now. And again, if you want to be a part of the discussion, please put it in the super chat. I want to hear you guys' thoughts and how you guys are feeling. A lot of Americans are hurting right now. I want to hear how you guys feel about this election. I want you guys to be a part of this discussion. So please, add it in the super chat. We put respect on the donors here. I want people to be a part of the discussion. So let's get back into it.
have now improved. And prices are still too high.
Who's to blame for that, Kamala? Who's to blame for the prices being too high? Who's to blame? Who are you going to blame this time? Big Pharma? You're going to blame Big Pharma? You're going to blame the price of blood pressure medications? Who are you going to blame this time? You should be taking a hard look in the mirror, Kamala. You're the reason for the inflation. A lot of people don't know that inflation is caused by governmental overspending. That's where it comes from. Inflation isn't this little boogeyman that just comes out of the sky and just hits our stock markets, hit our local grocery store. No. Inflation is caused by governmental overspending. Every time Biden sends over another $3 billion to a foreign country. Every time they send a flood of immigrants into a sanctuary city, put them up in high-rise hotels and give them credit cards. I just posted an article a day ago. New York City is spending $5 billion alone just on the migrant crisis. $5 billion alone. Just on migrants. Not education, not housing, not feeding our homeless, our disenfranchised, but on migrants not even from this country, y'all. Let's get back into it.
A loaf of bread
A
costs
loaf of bread?
50% more today than it did before the pandemic.
Whose fault is that, Kamala? You're the reason why people can't make a damn ham sandwich now. People can't make a damn ham sandwich because of you. A damn bologna sandwich because of you. You got low-income families right now. They're rationing a damn loaf of bread because of you. Don't you feel responsible, Kamala? Don't you feel accountable? Don't you feel like you owe the American public at least an apology? At least pledging an allegiance to now, that I'm sorry. Listen, guys, I failed you guys, but now I want to really, really finally do something for you. It just comes off very insincere to me that 3.5 years later, after you've been pushing pencils and buying new pantsuits all this time and cackling, now you want to do something. Now you want to work for the American public. How convenient when election season rolls around.
Ground beef is up almost 50%.
You're the damn reason people can't make a damn hamburger. You're the reason, Kamala. You're the damn reason people can't make a damn chopped cheese, a damn hamburger. Because instead of working for the American public, you wanted to buy pantsuits. You wanted to push pencils. You and Joe Biden wanted to be asleep at the wheel. You're the reason. Look in the mirror, Kamala. Look in the mirror.
Many of the big food companies are seeing their highest profits in 2 decades. And while many grocery chains pass along these savings, others still aren't. Look, I know most businesses are creating jobs, contributing to our economy, and playing by the rules. But some are not. And that's just not right. And we need to take action when that is the case.
So what are you gonna do, Kamala? What is you and your pantsuits gonna do? What are you gonna do? So I guess now keep in mind, I want you guys to take a realization of what was happening here, because we watched the video yesterday. for the people that was here yesterday that was tuned in, she pretty much blamed Big Pharma for the reason for inflation. Yesterday it was Big Pharma. Yesterday she blamed Big Pharma. Big Pharma was the reason why inflation was hitting our country so hard. Big Pharma. That was the reason for the inflation and the economy being in the state it was. Today, the reason is now the food companies. The food companies is the reason why we're dealing with inflation, Kamala. You're shifting blame to everybody else but you. Everybody's the reason for inflation but you, Kamala. Where's the accountability from the Democrats? Where's the accountability? Why can't they just tell the American people the truth? We were asleep at the wheel. We wasn't taking care of your best interests. We wasn't, giving the American people their just due. We were robbing them. We were sending their tax dollars to foreign countries to fight foreign wars in countries they'll never go to, never see. We were giving immigrants, we were incentivizing them, putting them up in high-rise hotels, giving them damn credit cards. Tell the American people the truth. Tell them the truth. Stop lying to them. Stop preying on their ignorance. You overspent as a government. You overspent. You and Biden was signing off all those $1 billion, flooding the country with immigrants, giving them incentivized, giving them care, giving them health care, putting them up in high-rise hotels, and that's why inflation happened, because you're overspent. Tell the truth to the American people. Listen. What Mama used to say: if any of y'all got a black mother like me, you got a foundational black mother. What that foundational black mother used to say: tell the truth and shame the devil. Tell the truth and shame the devil, Kamala Harris. You robbed the American people. You and Jim Crow Joe is the reason for our inflation. You're the reason why, the cost of bread, the cost of eggs, the cost of milk is out of control. The cost of baby formula, the cost of Pampers. Young mothers can't even buy a damn Pamper because you want to send over billions of dollars to foreign countries and flood the countries with immigrants. You're the reason.
As Attorney General in California, I went after companies that illegally increased prices.
You also locked up a lot of innocent black men, Kamala. How about that? You also locked up a lot of innocent black men. You also locked up a lot of, people just for minor drug infractions. Let's not forget about that. And you also tried to withhold evidence that could have freed a man on death row. You also did that. Let's not forget about that. She loves talking about her track record as a prosecutor. She loves talking about it, but she loves to leave out all of the nuances to her record. What about the person you left on death row that had evidence that could have freed him? What about that? You're going to talk about that when you talk about your resume. When you talk about your record as a prosecutor, don't forget about that. Don't forget about that. Don't forget about all those men you threw in jail for minor drug infractions. Don't forget about that. Put that in the resume as well. We need to see that in the resume as well, Kamala.
Including wholesalers that inflated the price of prescription medication.
What did I tell you? She's trying. Listen, this is how the Democrats operate. They want to divert all of your attention to elsewhere. They don't want you to look at them as the cause and the reason for what happened. in terms of our inflation. They don't want you to take a good hard look at them, because when you take a good hard look at them and you realize that they have just been bad at running the country, bad at running our economy, then you're just going to have the realization that they're not fit to, be president. They want you to look elsewhere. They want you to look at Big Pharma. They want you to look at the food companies. They want you to look at every other place but at them. And ask yourselves, why is this person running the country this way? Why are they spending this amount of money? They want you to look everywhere else but at them.
And companies that conspired with competitors to keep prices of electronics high. I won more than $1 billion.
We're not worried about no damn electronics right now. We're not trying to buy a damn iPad, Kamala. We're trying to buy some damn groceries. Give a damn about no damn electronics. I ain't trying to buy the new iPhone or the new iPad. The new Amazon Echo. People struggling with buying groceries. What are you talking about? Let's get back
$1
into
billion
it.
for consumers. So believe me, as president, I will go after the bad actors.
Hey, we got 300 people in the building. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button, y'all. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button right now. Again, if you want to be a part of the dialogue, you want to be a part of the discussion, and I want people to be a part of the dialogue and discussion, please put it in a super chat. We put respect on the donors here. We absolutely put respect on the donors here. So please be a part of the discussion. I want people to be a part of this discussion. A lot of people are pissed off. A lot of people are mad, and I want to hear your thoughts.
And I will work to pass the first ever federal ban on price gauging on food.
Now, let me address this. We live in a capitalistic country now. We live in a capitalist country. Now you're telling me you're going to put limits on the food? What if we deal with a shortage? How about this? What if we deal with a shortage? And many times in this country, we've dealt with shortage, whether it was eggs or maybe it was orange juice. We've dealt with food shortages in different sectors. At different times in this country. Now, what happens if you limit the price of those foods? You keep it at, let's say you keep it at whatever the price it is now. Let's say you keep it there, right? And instead of, because, at least when you're raising the prices, you're regulating it, right? If the price of, if a certain item goes up, you may be inclined to buy bulks of it. You may say, well, listen, maybe I don't need 2 cartons of eggs right now because I can only afford 1 right now. Or maybe I don't need, if you got a baby, I don't need, 2 big bags of Pampers. Maybe I just need 1 right now. If you keep it at that price, in my opinion, things are going to be flying off the shelf way faster. If all of it stays at that one price, you're gonna have a knucklehead coming in that store just buying it out. Because at least when the price goes up and when it fluctuates, at least people will be more inclined to say, well, listen, I can't really afford bulks of this stuff right now because it's very expensive. If you go into a store and, if something that normally costs $5 and you see that now it costs maybe like $10 now, you're going to be less inclined to buy bulks of it. You're going to say, well, $10 for something that normally costs $5, man, maybe I should just buy 1 and not be too greedy. Think about the others people. If it stays regulated at $5, you're going to have knuckleheads buying bulks of it, or you're not. Or are you not? You also have to think about we live in a capitalist country as well. You know, I mean, we're regulating prices. To me, it just seems like, you know, it's like we're doing everything else but just, you know, working on the government and what they're spending and what they're doing. What's the cause? What's the cause of it? What's the cause of the inflation coming out of hand? Because it's not the food companies, in my opinion. I don't think it's the food companies. I think it's you know, the government. I think it's the government with the overspending. I don't think it's the, you know, I feel like they're trying to attack the food companies when the food companies are not really the problem. You know, I don't think the food companies are the problem. But let's continue.
My plan will include new penalties for opportunistic companies that exploit crises and break the rules, and we will support smaller food businesses that are trying to play by the rules and get ahead. We will help the food industry become more competitive because I believe competition is the lifeblood of our economy. More competition means lower.
I disagree with that because you didn't want to go. You didn't want to be in competition with other Democrats, Kamala. Why did you want to be in competition with other Democrats? Why didn't you want to, you know, sit with your other delegates in your party and fight for that Democratic nominee? They just gave it to you, so you sound like a bit of a hypocrite, if you ask me. Just, you know, a tad bit of a hypocrite.
Prices for you and your families. Now compare what Donald Trump plans to do.
Hold on, you know, YouTube be going commercial brazy. Y'all give me 1 second. Hold on. YouTube going commercial brazy. So they gave us a double-decker commercial. Hold on. Here we go.
He wants to impose what is, in effect, a national sales tax.
Is that what Trump is running on? Does Trump want to implement a national sales tax? I know we got some Trump supporters in the building. Is that what Trump wants to do? He wants to implement a national sales tax? Because listen, I don't believe neither one of them. A lot of them just be blurting out lies. Is that what Trump wants to implement? He wants to implement a national sales tax? Let me know, Trump supporters. Let me know if that's true what she's blurting out here.
On everyday products and basic necessities that we import from other countries. That will devastate Americans. It will mean higher prices on just about every one of your daily needs. A Trump tax on gas, a Trump tax on food. Now
listen, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Trump supporters, hear me. This tactic that she's using right now, if this is true, I don't know if this is true. This is what she's blurting out. But this tactic is smart. Because the last thing any American wants to deal with is more taxes. I'm gonna be honest with you. Americans, we're already overtaxed. We're taxed everywhere. There's the property tax, the sales tax here, the state tax. We're overtaxed as is. So if she's now implementing and she's fighting back with her, you know, and I don't think that, you know, when it comes to the economy, I don't think that it's a battle that she can win. But if she's trying to hit this angle, if this is the angle that she's trying to take of, let's go forward. I want to fix things now. I want to, you know, regulate the price of the groceries and stuff like that. And, opposed to what Trump is doing, he wants to do a national tax on everything, you know, all of our goods and services. I'm going to be honest with you, Trump supporters. That's a good tactic. If that's the angle that she's trying to go with, because I'm going to be honest. No American right now wants to be overtaxed. We're taxed as is. We're overly taxed. So I'm going to give her a little bit credit, because I think that if that's the angle that she's choosing to go with. Now, I don't know if that's true, what she's blurting out, because both of them have been lying on one another. But if that's the angle that she's going with, it's a clever tactic, I guess.
Trump tax on clothing, a Trump tax on over-the-counter medication. And you know, economists have done the math. Donald Trump's plan would cost a typical family $3,900 a year.
I'm going to be honest, Kamala. You know, listen, and again, I gave her credit on, coming with this angle of, Trump plans on taxing you even more on top of the taxes that you're paying. I get the angle, I get it, but at the end of the day, Kamala, you're costing the American family a lot more right now. Let's just be honest. You're costing the average American, a lot of money right now, Kamala. What about the money and the money that they're wasting now? The money that they're blowing now? I mean, we have to take that into consideration as well. Like, I understand you want to regulate the groceries, regulate the prices and all of that, but what about now? We're hurting now, Kamala. And you have the power within your clutches to fix things now. So, it just, listen, but I like the tactic. Let's get back into it.
At this moment, when everyday prices are too high, he will make them even higher. As president, I'll take on the issue of the cost of health.
We got 481 people in the building. I need y'all to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We are riding high tonight. Again, if you want to be a part of the discussion tonight, and I want people to be a part of the discussion tonight, please put it in a super chat. We want to talk to people. I want to hear what's weighing on you guys' hearts and minds. We put respect on the donors here. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Let's get back into it.
Healthcare. As Attorney General, I took on insurance companies and Big Pharma and got them to lower their prices. And together with President Biden, we've gone even further. We capped the price of insulin at $35 a month, and the total cost...
One second. I want to deal with that, because she's, again, still talking about Big Pharma. Salute to Swift Titan with the $5 donation. Salute to Swift Titan. Swift Titan says she's lying. And Trump hasn't lied yet. He's glorified and maybe obfuscated, but he hasn't lied yet. Let's be honest. Listen, man. Let's just say they've lied on each other. Let's just say that. I'm definitely gonna take your side that she's lied on him. She definitely lied on him. I've seen a couple of times she lied on him. No question about it. But listen, man, Trump be getting off his lies too. Let's not cap. Trump, he gets off his lies as well sometimes. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at neither one lying. I mean, listen, they're in a mud fight. So, but salute to Swift Titan for that $5 donation. But, listen, they're lying on each other. Let's just say that. I think that's fair to say that they're lying on each other. But let's get back into it.
And the total cost of prescription drugs at $2,000 a year for seniors. We let Medicare negotiate lower drug prices for seniors. And just yesterday, we announced that we are lowering the price by up to 80% for 10 more life-saving drugs.
Now, this is what I was talking about yesterday. Yesterday, I talked about how she wanted to shift the argument when it comes to our economy, shift our, talks about the economy and inflation. She wanted to shift the talks to the price of medication. And what we're seeing here with this video is that's her game plan in terms when it comes to the economy. So a lot of you Trump supporters, you need to take note of what she's doing here. So because when you get in, when Trump ultimately debates her, these are the tactics that she's going to use. When Trump mentions about how poor of a job that they've been doing in terms of the inflation, which he's absolutely right. She's gonna point at the food industry and the food markets overpricing and raising their prices on the average customer, and the healthcare industry and the big pharma raising the prices on the average citizen. She's gonna point to them. So you absolutely need to take note of that. Salute to It's Alvarez with the $2 donation. Salute to It's Alvarez. Salute to him. He said, "Let's fact check her live after everything is said." We can absolutely do that. We can absolutely do that. We can absolutely fact check the things that she's saying. Well, listen, yeah, you have to take into account that, the job of a presidential candidate is to galvanize the crowd. They don't have to necessarily be factually true. I mean, come on now. Think about all the times when Barack Obama was talking about change and hope, and how he was an absolutely great orator. But I mean, what did he really change? What did he really do? He spoke about doing a lot of things, but ultimately, Congress got into his way, or he ultimately just put down the fight altogether. But I mean, that's the job of a politician, to galvanize the crowd, get them emotionally invested. They don't necessarily have to be factually true, on everything that they're saying. So, just to put that into perspective. Let's continue, though.
And I pledge to continue this progress. I'll lower the cost of insulin and prescription drugs for everyone.
Now, this is something else that she's going to have to deal with. Kamala Harris, you're going to have to deal with this during election night, and you're going to have to deal with this during the debate. You're telling the American public, I'm going to drop your medication prices. I'm going to do this in terms of the food companies. I'm going to limit their, gouging the prices and raising the prices on you. You're going to have to deal with this, Kamala. Why haven't you done it already? We are not looking at some 2-bit senator. We are not looking at some 2-bit prosecutor. We are not looking at some 2-bit, district attorney. We are looking at the VP of the United States right now. Why haven't you done these things already? Oh, we got Dr. Strange in the building. What's up, Dr. Strange? I see you in the building. Salute to Dr. Strange. Yeah, but she's going to have to deal with that. She's going to have to deal with the fact of, why haven't you done these things already? You've been in the office for 3.5 years. You've been pushing pencils. You've been buying new pantsuits at Claire's. You've been getting them from the clearance rack. Why haven't you been doing these things you're preaching about now? You've had the opportunity. We've given you the 3.5 years to do these things. What was stopping you? Oh, it's election season. That's why. That's why you want to do these things. Now, okay, that's why. Okay. Okay, now it makes sense because election season and you want to galvanize people to vote, incentivizing them saying that you're going to do something, but in reality, you haven't been doing anything for the last 3.5 years. Okay.
With your support, not only our seniors, and demand transparency from the middlemen who operate between Big Pharma and the insurance companies who use opaque practices to raise your drug prices and profit off your need for medicine. 2 months ago, I announced that medical debt will no longer be used against your credit score. And I will
I would love to know how she plans on doing that.
work as president with states like here in North Carolina, Roy Cooper.
And a lot of y'all need to keep in mind as well. A lot of you Kamala sexual, you need to keep in mind. She could say she's gonna do this. She could talk about it. But her record says that she won't do it. Her record suggests that she won't do it. And let's be honest, I highly doubt that the Republicans in the House are gonna just allow her to just walks in there and just gonna allow her to walks in there with her pantsuit and just to push these things and these agendas into the House and just allow these things to happen. It sounds hot. But, your record suggests that you won't do these things. I'm going to be honest with you, Kamala. Your record suggests that you won't do these things.
Thank you again, to cancel medical debt for more and more, millions more Americans. As for Donald Trump, well, he wants to repeal the Affordable Care Act, which...
Is that true, Trump? Now listen, I'm just fact checking. Is that true, Trump? I'm not asking you, Kamala sexuals. Sit down. Sit down and pick out your pronouns for the week, Kamala sexuals. I'm asking the Trump supporters. Is that true that Trump wants to repeal the Affordable Care Act? I'm asking the Trump supporters. I'm not asking the Kamala sexuals. I'm asking the Trump supporters. Let's continue, though.
45 million Americans rely on it for health care. That would take us back to a time when insurance companies could deny people with pre-existing conditions. We all remember what that was.
1 second, YouTube going commercial brazy. Give me 1 second, y'all. YouTube going commercial brazy right now, man. Get back into it.
And we're not going back.
Is that Kamala Harris a campaign slogan? Like, how Obama's was change and hope and stuff like that. Jesse Jackson's was run, Jesse, run. Is Kamala Harris, campaign slogan? Is it we're not going back? Because I keep hearing that at these rallies for some reason. Is that her rally? Is that her campaign slogan? We're not going back. Cause she keeps saying that that's her campaign slogan. I'm just kind of confused. I keep hearing that. I haven't seen a sign that says that. I haven't seen nobody hold up a sign that says we're not going back. So I'm a little confused about that. Let's continue though.
We're not going back. We're not going back. And remember, and this is why we're not going back, because we do remember. He tried to cut Medicare every year he was president, threatening a program that tens of millions of seniors count on. And according to his Project 2025 agenda...
Now, let me stop there with the Project 2025. Here we go again with the Democratic scare tactics. Listen, Kamala, you was doing good. You was doing good. Listen, you was doing good, but I gotta stop you short. Trump has nothing to do with Project 2025. See, we just caught her in a lie right here. This is what I said. They lie on each other. They have been lying on each other. Trump has absolutely nothing to do with Project 2025. If you want to say J.D. Vance has something to do with it, that's fine. If you want to say, sitting Republicans in the House has something to do with Project 2025, that's fine. But Trump has absolutely nothing to do with Project 20. I'm talking about in the manifesto, in the forwarding, in the writing. He's nowhere to be found in the manifesto known as Project 2025. Why do they keep blurting out that lie? Why do they keep using that as a scare tactic against the, unbeknownst voters? It's become a scare tactic that the Democrats are weaponizing. Project 2025, Project 2025. I've looked at the manifesto. Trump is nowhere to be found in it. They've been using, and like I said, the Democrats, they don't operate in doing work. They don't operate in getting their hands dirty, doing the work, showing up. That's too much work for them. That's too much effort. They operate in scare tactics. They want to scare you into voting for them. You better vote for the political left, or Project 2025 is going to get y'all. Trump and Project 2025 is going to tear America up. They deal in scare tactics. Trump has nothing to do with Project 2025. Let's continue.
He intends to undo our work to bring down prescription drugs, the cost of prescription drugs, and insulin costs. Well, we've come too far to let that happen. So we're not going back on that, and let's talk about the cost of housing.
Yeah, the housing market is absolutely bad, and there's nobody to blame but you, Kamala. You're the reason for the housing market being out of control. You're the reason why young people can't buy homes, can't buy apartments. What a lot of you Democratic, Kamala sexuals, a lot of you are hearing things that you probably want to hear, but at the end of the day, it's like, she doesn't have the record of doing anything. That's for one. For two, you've sat in the office for 3.5 years. You haven't done any of the, to me, this is just me. And I understand you, Kamala supporters, you may feel a little indifferent, or you may feel a little bit, you may feel, other way about this. But to me, this is just me. It feels very insincere for somebody to be in office, to be the incumbent, because she's a part of the incumbent party. She's Joe Biden's VP. But it feels very insincere for us to be dealing with a bad housing market, for us to be dealing with inflation, for us to be dealing with all of these issues. And here you are in the office with enough power to make some things happen, to impact change, because you're in office. There's nobody stopping you but yourself, nothing but a push of a pencil. But you're telling us on day one you're gonna change things. On day one you're gonna fix things. On day one, everything is gonna be better. It just comes off very insincere to me when you're in office and you have the power to do these things. Why haven't you been doing it already? We're gonna continue to go back to that. And listen, hear me out. A lot of undecided voters, when they finally get in that booth, when they finally decide to get in that booth, a lot of them are going to think like that. They're going to say, well, why should I vote for Kamala? We've dealt with her for 3.5 years. She's telling me at every rally that, oh, I'm going to change things. I'm going to fix things. Things will be better with me. But the last 3.5 years are indicative of that. You haven't done any of these things. So I'm more inclined to go with a Trump. I'm more inclined to go with another decision because your track record says that you won't do the things that you've said. She's gonna be faced with that. And every incumbent or every person that's been a part of an incumbent, candidate party, and they're trying to get reelected or trying to get back into the office, and they've done a bad job, or they've done a job that's been perceived as bad, where the country's not in good shape. They all deal with that, and she's kind of hiding. In my opinion, I don't know if a lot of you guys are kind of recognizing this, but she's trying to hide behind Biden. I think that she's trying to hide behind Biden and trying to make it or masquerade it as, well, guys, it's really not me. It's really Joe Biden. I know we love and respect him. I know that you guys, listen, I'm not trying to, she's not going to throw him underneath the bus, of course. But, to me, it feels like, what are you trying to tell us, Kamala? Are you trying to tell us that it was all Joe Biden's fault and you had nothing to do with the, economy and the shape that it's in? It's been all his doing? Are you going to take some of the blame and say, well, listen, I'm a part of this administration and we just dropped the ball on it? Like what's your overall story, Kamala? Because we can't just point at the food companies and point at Big Pharma and say, you, it's your fault, it's your fault, it's your fault. We have to look at the people at the top moving and shaking and being in charge of this country. So what I'm trying to figure out is, what is she trying to do? Is she trying to hide behind Joe Biden? Is she trying to hide behind him and say that it's really all his fault? Like, what is her goal here? What is she trying to tell us? I want a lot of y'all to think about that. Is she trying to tell us that, it's all Joe Biden's fault? Like, what is she trying to tell us?
So now, the housing market can be complicated, but look, I'm not new to this issue. As State Attorney General, I drafted and helped pass a homeowner Bill of Rights, one of the first in America. And during the foreclosure crisis, I took on the big banks for predatory lending with many of my colleagues, including Roy Cooper, and won $20 billion for California families when I was Attorney General. So I know how to fight for people who are being exploited in the housing market. And
because of that? What about all the men you threw in jail, though? You wasn't fighting for them? All the men you threw in jail for minor drug infractions? How about the man that was on death row? Did you fight for him when there was evidence to suggest that he was innocent? I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It sounds funny to me, You'll fight for the homeowners, which I am not mad at, You'll fight for the homeowners, but you won't fight for the man, sitting on death row about to lose his life. Putting a lethal dose in his arm. You won't fight for him when the innocent, when there's evidence to suggest that he's innocent. You won't fight for him about to lose his life. Well, for homeowners, yeah, we'll fight for them. We'll fight for them. Not for the man about to lose his life, but with a lethal dose. But okay.
Know what home ownership means. It's more than a financial transaction. It's so much more than that. It's more than a house. Home ownership and what that means, it's a symbol of the pride that comes with hard work.
Let me stop right there. Kamala Harris, I got to stop you short right here when you're talking about home ownership. Again, Kamala, we're going to have to keep looking at you. And listen, if you want to hide behind Joe Biden, that's cool. If you want to hide behind Joe Biden, that's cool. because I'm just gonna bunch you guys together. If you want to hide, we're still gonna bunch you together. It's your fault. It's your fault and your administration of fault. You're the reason why, that person that just graduated college and he got his little college girlfriend or his little high school sweetheart and they're ready to get married. You're the reason why he can't buy a home right now. You're the reason why he can't start a family. You're the reason why a lot of our young adults, they have to go back home and live with their parents. You're the reason. So whether you want to hide behind Joe Biden or not, we're going to have to bunch you guys together. You're the reason. Because to me, it just feels like, and I talked about how she comes off insincere and just how I feel. But to me, if you guys are seeing what I'm seeing, because I know what I'm seeing, I'm looking at somebody that doesn't want to take responsibility or accountability for what they did. I'm looking at somebody that's pointing fingers at everybody else but the administration. And I know Trump supporters are seeing that as well. Trump supporters are seeing somebody that, they're blaming everybody else. Big Pharma, the housing market, the banks, the food industry, all of these villains. All of these big bad villains. But we're not looking at the people running the country. And you know that popular saying, when you point the finger at somebody, there's about 4 more fingers pointing back at you. That's an absolute Snapple fact. When you point the finger at someone, there's about 4 more pointing back at you.
It's financial security. It represents what you
It's financial security.
will be able to do for your children. And sadly, right now, it is out of reach for far too many American families. There's a serious housing shortage. In many places, it's too difficult to build, and it's driving prices up. As president, I will work in partnership with industry to build the housing we need, both to rent and to buy.
Why haven't you been doing it already? Why haven't you been working on it? Why haven't you been pushing those bills? Why haven't you been doing the work? Why haven't you been speaking on this? Why haven't you been doing it already? I'm sorry, Kamala. I hate to sound repetitive, but I have to keep going back to it because you're telling us that you want to do all of these things, but it's like you have the power to do it. You have the power to do it. Who's stopping you? Is Trump stopping you? Is Jim Crow Joe stopping you? Who's stopping you? Who's stopping you? And another thing we have to talk about. Where's all this passion coming from now? Where was all this passion for going after big pharma, going after the food companies? Where was all this passion 2 years ago? When you was like a year into your VP job, where was all this passion then? I didn't see none of this passion. It sounds very convenient that you got all this passion during election season, but you didn't have half of this passion when you was cushy in your job. When you had that cushy job, you wasn't this passionate.
We will take down barriers and cut red tape, including at the state and local levels. And by the end of my first term, we will end America's housing shortage by building 3 million new homes and rentals that are affordable for the middle class. And we will do that together.
Sounds like hogwash to me. Sounds like a pipe dream and hogwash to me.
We will do that together. And we will make sure those homes actually go to working and middle class Americans.
No, I think you're gonna give those homes to immigrants. I mean, you're putting them up in high-rise hotel, giving them credit cards, giving them state jobs. I think you're gonna be building homes for immigrants now. Because let's be real, you're flooding the country with immigrants. You're trying to make them citizens. I mean, they can only stay in those hotels for so long, right? Think about it. They could only stay in those hotels for so long. At a certain point, they're gonna want to, to be, have their own home, own house or something like that. I think what you intend to do is make homes for immigrants. Think about it. They got to go somewhere. They can't stay in them hotels forever. They can't stay in them hotels forever. You got to watch these Democrats. You got to watch them. They're very conniving. Listen, they're trying to weaken the black vote. They've read the numbers. They read the numbers about the declining white population, that, a lot of the white population by a certain point in time will be declining. They're trying to replace the white votes and the black votes, and trying to create an immigrant class. That's what they're trying to do. We keep talking about Project 2025. What about Project Immigrant 2024? What about that? We keep talking about Project 2025. What about Project Immigration 2024? Are the Democrats trying to replace American citizens with an immigrant class? We already know what they're trying to do to the black community. Let me educate some of you, some of you whites, you probably don't know. The Democrats are trying to replace the black vote. The Democrats realize that, black people are tired. They realize that black people have awoken and that they're no longer going to be licking the boots of the Democratic left and just voting for them, just not asking any questions, not expecting anything. So they have come up with this, they come up with this thing of pretty much replacing their vote. Remember, before the immigrants, who was voting for the Democrats every single year, not asking for anything, not expecting any incentivized, just voting for them, coming out to vote for them, not taking any meetings with the Republicans? Who was doing that? It was the black vote. It was the black vote. Now they're trying to get rid of the black vote. They're trying to weaken the black vote and replace the black vote with an immigrant class that will keep the Democrats in office for the next 50 years. That's what they're trying to do. Make no mistake. So we keep talking about Project 2025, Project 2025. What about Project Immigration 2024? It's happening in America. Make no mistake about it. Let's continue.
not just investors.
Yo, YouTube going commercial brazy tonight. What's this? Fox News? Hey, Fox News ain't got enough money with all these damn commercials, bro. What's going on with Fox?
As you know, some corporate landlords, some of them buy dozens, if not hundreds, of houses and apartments. Then they turn them around and rent them out at extremely high prices. And it can make it impossible then for regular people to be able to buy or even rent a home. Some corporate landlords collude with each other to set artificially high rental prices, often using algorithms in price fixing.
I'm gonna come clean. Like I said, to me, it just, what I'm hearing, to me, this is just my ears. It just sounds like she's shifting the blame everywhere but herself. It's like, she just sounds like, what she sounds like? She sounds like that ex that, you catch cheating. You catch them cheating. In this case, Joe Biden and Kamala, they've been cheating on the American people. They've been cheating, spending your money everywhere else but on the American people and on, our invested interests. But it's like you catch that ex cheating, and instead of just, taking accountability, saying, listen, I messed up, I'm sorry. Instead of taking accountability, they're saying, well, listen, if that girl wasn't at the club and she wasn't dressed half naked, maybe I wouldn't have cheated. Maybe if I didn't, maybe if you would have, cooked me some dinner, then maybe I wouldn't have cheated. That's what is coming off to me, because it's like you're pointing the blame everywhere else. Big Pharma's the issue. The food company's the issue. The housing market, the banks are the issue. Everybody's the issue, but you running the government. Everybody's the issue. Everybody's the reason that the economy is in the shape it's in. Everybody's the issue. Big Pharma's the issue. The banks are the issue. The food companies are the issue. ShopRite. She got smoked with ShopRite. She got smoked with Trader Joe's. She got smoked with Compare Food. She got smoked with Bank of America, Wells Fargo, TD Bank. Smoke for everybody else, but don't want to take a hard look in that mirror and say, we did a bad job in running this damn country. You're the issue, Kamala. You're the issue.
Software to do it. It's anti-competitive and it drives up costs. I will fight for a law that cracks down on these practices. We also know that as the price of housing has gone up, the size of down payments have gone up as well. Even if aspiring homeowners save for years, it often still is not enough. So in addition, while we work on the housing shortage, my administration will provide first-time home buyers with $25,000 to help with the down payment.
We got any homeowners in the building? Any homeowners? I know Sinclair's a homeowner. We got any homeowners in the building? Any home? I'm looking at the chat right now. Any homeowners in the building? Let me know. We got any homeowners in the building? I'm looking in the chat. How are y'all feeling about that? How are y'all feeling about that? How are y'all feeling about it? Is that enough to make you to make you want to vote for her? I'm just asking a question. That doesn't move me. Okay, we got a couple homeowners in the building. Okay. Are y'all vibing what she's saying in terms of her saving you some money or giving you some some little are you is that enough to sway you to get you to vote for her? Is what I'm trying to get asking y'all. Sinclair says, "Dear Lord, how much as taxpayers am I going to have to pay for that?" Let's get back into it.
Payment on a new home. We can do this. We can do this. All to help more Americans experience the pride of home ownership and the financial security that it represents and brings. So that's my plan. But here's what Donald Trump would do.
Here we go. Let's hear your scare tactic now. Let's hear it now, Kamala. Let's hear it.
His Project 2025
Again with the Project 2025? Oh my goodness, man. How many times are you gonna bring up 2025? Project 2025. Oh my goodness, man. I'm so sick and tired of hearing about this damn Project 2025, man. It's like, oh my goodness. Like it's really just a scare tactic. It really is.
agenda is put into effect, it will add around $1,200 a year to the typical American mortgage. He's got it backward. We should be doing everything we can to make it more affordable to buy a home, not less. Finally, there's one more way.
And I'm gonna keep it a buck. Like the scare tactics aren't working. They really aren't. They're not like nobody in Black America. I'm only speaking for Black America. I can't speak for the Hispanic community or anybody else. But in terms of the Black community, like we're not we're not collectively gasping when we hear Project 2025. Like that's like. I feel like that's a scare tactic on people who just don't know what it is, or or just don't realize that really Trump has nothing to do with it. Now, don't get me wrong. Now, in the Project 2025 manifesto, it does say that no matter who the Republican president is, that they will just approve the Project 2025. That is in the manifesto. I won't lie. That is in the manifesto. I did look at it. And when Trump says he has no knowledge of it, I think that's an absolute cap. He absolutely has knowledge of it. Will he pass it? Will he approve of it? And that remains to be seen. But I hate when Trump says he has no knowledge of it. I think he went a little too far. Trump, you didn't write it, you didn't forward it. We know, but don't prey on our ignorance and say that you didn't know about it. You know damn well about it now. I hate when he says he never heard of it. He absolutely heard of it. Will he approve it? Has he read it? That's a whole nother answer.
I will help families deal with rising costs, and that's by letting you keep more of your hard-earned money. Under my plan, more than 100 million Americans will get a tax cut, and we will do this by restoring 2 tax cuts designed to help middle-class and working Americans: the Earned Income Tax Credit and the Child Tax Credit.
More taxes.
Through which millions of Americans with children got to keep more of their hard-earned income. We know this works.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm gonna keep it 100.
What a thrill.
I'm gonna keep it 100. The people in this country that have kids, and no disrespect to nobody that got kids, you get enough of your tax money back. That's the only people getting money during tax season is the people with kids. The government don't care that you're a homeowner, small business owner. The government don't care about none of that shit. Unless you got some kids, that's the only way you're gonna get some money back. So I really don't give a damn about people with kids getting money back in taxes. That's not moving me. They make enough money, get money back. I mean, come on now. What are you doing for the people that don't got, 100 kids on child support, Section 8, welfare? What are you doing for the people that ain't taking advantage of the system? They make enough money, people that got a bunch of kids. Let's be real here. I'm telling the truth, man. I see people in here. They agreeing what I'm saying. Salute to Swift Titan with the $2 donation. Salute to you, sir. Salute to Swift Titan. Swift Titan says, "Did you look at the manifesto or the actual plan?" Well, listen, I didn't read it cover to cover. I just skimmed through it. I think it was actually the plan. It might not have been the plan. I seen some of the things that they were talking about in there. I did see that in the Project 2025. It did say that whoever the president is, as long as they're a Republican candidate, that they will push through the initiative of Project 2025. That is in there. I did see that. But I mean, listen, the Project 2025 doesn't scare me. It really doesn't. To me, it sounds like another, Democratic, scare tactic. That's how the Democrats operate. They operate in scare tactics. They don't operate in doing work. They want to scare you, into voting for them. They want to scare you into voting for them. Yeah, so that doesn't really move me, in my opinion. It really doesn't. Hold on, let me get these commercials out the way. Hold on. Yeah, that's not moving. That's not moving me. You're gonna have to do some work for me to vote for you, Democrats.
Direct impact.
You're gonna have to do some real work. You're gonna have to push some agendas. You're gonna have to work on our incentives in order for me to vote. You're not gonna scare me into voting for you, Democrats. I'm sorry.
On so many issues, including child poverty. We know it works. So as president, I'll not only restore that tax cut, but expand it. We will provide $6,000 in tax relief to families during the first year of a child's life. Now think what that means. Think what that means. That is a vital, vital year of critical development of a child. And the cost can really add up, especially for young parents who need to buy diapers and clothes and a car seat and so much else. And we will do this while reducing the deficit. Compare my plan with what Donald Trump intends to do. He plans to give billionaires massive tax cuts year after year.
Make no mistake as well. Make no mistake that, listen, Kamala has she has people in high places that is paying her. I don't know how many of you. I may do a video on that this week. Stay tuned. I may do a video on the people that are supporting her. There are some very rich, very wealthy 1% people that are supporting her. And you would be a fool to think that they won't, they're not going to get incentivized for supporting her. Yeah, so yeah, stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We're going to do a video on that, more than likely. Talk about the people that are supporting her, that are backing her. We're going to take a look at these people supporting her and backing her.
And he plans to cut corporate taxes by over $1 trillion, even as they...
Salute to Angela Reddick. Salute to Angela Reddick with the $5 donation. Salute to you, ma'am. Salute to that woman. Angela Reddick says, Kamala is the border czar and directly responsible for the current illegal migrant flood into the United States. That's an absolute Snapple fact. And Angela, what did she say when they asked her if she ever went to the border? What did this woman say? What did she say? Does anybody know what this woman said when they asked her, hey, Curtis, mind your business. Mind your business, Curtis. Mind your business. Mind your business, man. Mind your business. Now you in the block party. I'm blind. I wasn't blind enough to put you in the block party, Curtis. I wasn't blind enough to put you in the block party. Welcome to the block party. But back to what Angela said. Salute to Angela. What did she say in terms of in terms of if she's ever been to the border? I've never been to the border. You're the border czar. Why have you not been to the border? Why has she never been to the damn border and you're in charge of the damn border? Sinclair laughing. Yeah, I had to get him out of here. You know, listen, man. I'm not that blind. I'm definitely looking at the chat. But nah, I agree with you, Angela. I agree with you, Angela. You're absolutely right. You know, this woman is in charge of the border, and she's not taking care of the border. Like, she's the reason why we got criminals pouring into these sanctuary cities. Gang members shooting at cops. Women being sexually, violated by these criminals that come here. She's allowing the flood of these criminals coming into our country. She's responsible for that, is she not? She's absolutely responsible for that. Absolutely, I agree.
Pull in record profits. And that's on top of the $2 trillion tax cut he already signed into law when he was president. Which, by the way, overwhelmingly went to the wealthiest Americans and corporations and exploded the national deficit. You know, I think that if you want to know who someone cares about, look who they fight for.
Take note of that. And she's absolutely going to fight for the people who put money into her campaign. She's absolutely going to fight for the people who put money. Remember, she made a lot of money within a 24-hour span. They said she made the most amount of money in a 24-hour span after announcing her presidency. Announcing her campaign, rather. So we're gonna be seeing and taking a looking at you. You know? Because you definitely got some people, you know, that are supporting you that are in high places.
Look who they fight for.
Let's not act now that you're a champion for the people, Kamala. You've never been a champion for the people. You've been bootlicking your whole life. You've been chasing, you know, job after job, position after position. You haven't been. Let's not act like you've been working for the people, Kamala. You have not been doing that. Salute to Texas Poppy 13. Salute to Texas Poppy with the $5 donation. Salute to you, sir. Salute to you. He says, it's all part of the plan. They are importing a new voter basis. they have proven American El Tazar, El Tazar, the last people she wants to help. That's an absolute fact. That's an absolute fact. I agree with that. They want to create a new immigrant class. You know, they want to create an immigrant class that is going to, like, you know, get rid of the naturalized citizens that we have here. You know, they want people that they want a sector of people that they can incentivize, you know, give them little incentivized things, you know, giving them the right to vote, whether it be, they just got here, and, incentivize them, and, in order to, kind of like bribe them into, keeping them in office. They're absolutely suppressing, a lot of voter bases out there. They want to give, pretty much immigrants, all immigrants, the right to vote. In my opinion, I think that's absolutely happening.
Donald Trump fights for billionaires and large corporations. I will fight to give money back to working and middle-class Americans.
Why haven't you been doing it? You've been in the office for 3.5 years and you ain't been working for them. Now you want us to believe you're going to work for us? Stop it. Listen, Kamala, at the end of the day, you're going to need new pantsuits as well. You're going to need new pantsuits. Now, listen, of course, you're going to have sugar daddies that's going to support your campaign. You're going to need new pantsuits. And make no mistake, she's running out of pantsuits, America. She's running out of pantsuits. You will see her wear the same pantsuit coming up very soon. She's running out of pantsuits. But somebody's got to support that. Somebody, listen, man, She got some people, she got some very wealthy people supporting her campaign. Very wealthy people. And we've seen this with Obama. Wealthy people supporting him, backing him, politically backing him. We've seen this before. So don't think for a second, oh, no, she's working for the people. She's working. She's going to be doing this. She's not working for the people, bro. Somebody running out of pants. She is. She's absolutely running out of pantsuits. Make no mistake about it. She's absolutely running out. We did a poll in here a couple of streams ago, and I asked the question, who had more pantsuits, Steve Harvey or Kamala Harris? Kamala Harris won unanimously. Who do y'all think? Let me know. Steve Harvey or Kamala? Who y'all think got more pantsuits? Who's the real pantsuit messiah? Steve Harvey or Kamala Bear Harris? Who's the real pantsuit messiah? Because I thought it was Steve Harvey, but I'm starting to think it's really Kamala. It's really Kamala.
So I'll end with this. 2 days ago.
Oh, please end with this, please. Let's go, Kamala.
Donald Trump was here in North Carolina. He said he was going to talk about the economy.
And make no mistake. I watched Trump's rallies. He talks about now. Listen, does Trump ramble on for hours and hours and hours? Absolutely. Are Kamala's speeches relatively short? Yeah, they're absolutely short. But I've been watching Trump rallies and I've been watching Kamala's rallies. Kamala doesn't really talk about the economy like that. She spends about 5 seconds talking about the economy. Then she starts talking about gun control. She starts talking about abortion. She starts talking about all these other things. So I mean, it's really her who hasn't been really spending time on the economy. If you ask me, I've been watching. We've sat here and watched many of her rallies. She doesn't really spend a lot of time talking about the economy. This is like the first time I've really heard her have an in-depth conversation, or try to have one in terms of the economy. So that's interesting that she's saying that when she's really the one who hasn't been really talking about the economy.
I think you all watched. You know what I'm about to say. But he offered no serious plans to reduce costs.
I disagree. He did. He absolutely did. Now listen, do I agree with his what he put on the table? Not necessarily. It wasn't really moving me on what he was proposing to do in terms of the economy. But he realizes that it's an issue. In my opinion, this is just me. This is just my thinking. I'd rather go with the person who's not responsible for the damage than to go with the person who created the damage. That's just me, right? That's just my level of thinking. I mean, if someone broke something, are you gonna send it back to them for them to fix it? You'd rather go somewhere. You'd rather probably trust someone else to fix it. It's kind of like I don't know. For me, what he said didn't really move me, but what she really talked about, it didn't really move me neither. So I think they're both guilty of not really moving me in terms of what they're going to do, not in terms of anything else, but what they're going to do in terms of fixing the economy. I haven't really been blown away by any of their initiatives of what they want to do.
For middle-class families. No plan to expand access to housing or health care. And that, actually, I think for most of us, was not surprising. Because we already know his plans. We know the Project 2025 agenda.
Here we go. I wish I could have had a counter of how many times this woman has mentioned Project 2025. Who are you running against, Kamala? Are you running against Trump or are you running against Project 2025? I need to know because I think she's mentioned Project 2025 more than she's mentioned Trump. What are you running against? Are you running against the Project 2025 or Trump? Like, it's like how many times are you going to mention this thing that he's not even a part of? It kind of just baffles me.
So there's a choice in this election. Donald Trump's plans to devastate the middle class, punish working people, and make the cost of living go up for millions of Americans. And on the other hand, when I'm elected president, what we'll do...
Don't forget, Kamala, you're the one that created the problem. I mean, and they accuse Trump of being like this narcissistic egomaniac, very prideful. But, to me, it just sounds very ignorant of somebody to say that, oh, we're going to fix this, but you're the cause of it. And you spent about, how long is this video? You spent about 20 minutes, pointing fingers at everybody else but yourself. And of course, your supporters, they're not going to look at that and realize that, you spent 20 minutes pointing fingers at Big Pharma. You've pointed fingers at the banks. You pointed fingers at the housing market. You pointed fingers at the food places and everybody but yourself. Very interesting. Very interesting.
We will do to bring down costs, increase the security and stability financially of your family, and expand opportunity for working and middle-class Americans. So now is the time to chart a new way forward. Now is the time to chart a new way forward, to build a new way forward. Yes, a new way forward. To build an America where everyone's work is rewarded and talents are valued, where we work with labor and business to strengthen the American economy, and where everyone has the opportunity.
All right, Kamala, can you wrap this thing up already? Wrap it up, bro. Come on, bro.
Not just to get by, but to get ahead. So I thank you, North Carolina. We're going to get this done.
We're going to get this thing done. When did you start talking like a country bumpkin, Kamala Harris? We going to get this thing done? What's with all the ebonics now?
And with your help, God bless you, and God bless the United States of America. God bless you.
Again, like I said, this woman spent 20 minutes pointing fingers at every single body but the own administration running the damn government. It's Big Pharma's fault. It's the food industry's fault. It's the bank's fault. It's the housing market's fault. It's everybody's fault but yours, Kamala. Everybody did it but you. Everybody is the reason why people are suffering in terms of their groceries, the cost of living, buying a house. Everybody's fault but yours. No type of accountability. Can any, just give me 1 second. I just want to see something. Can any Kamala supporter at least admit, like, if you support her, if you rock with her, that's fine and dandy. Can you at least admit that she did not take any accountability for her part and her administration's part for why the inflation is where it's at? Can you at least admit that she didn't take accountability? Let's see. I'm looking. Can at least one? I know we got a few Kamala fans in here. Can at least one of you admit that she did not take any accountability for the shape that the economy is in? Can any one of you just say, you know what, Kamala is my girl, I'm going to vote for her, but, you know, she didn't take any accountability in terms of what she did in terms of, you know, running the country and the inflation? Can any of you? I'm looking. No. Let's not deflect to Trump. I'm asking you, Kamala supporters, a question. Can any of you take accountability and say, yo, listen, just admit that your girl was wrong. Just admit that she made a mistake. Just admit that she ain't been working hard to make this economy run like it should be run. Can any of you just admit that she did not take any accountability? Look, it doesn't matter. Somebody said it doesn't matter. She's not the president, bro. So many excuses. You sound just like her. You sound just like her. So many excuses. Listen, at the end of the day, we don't want to hear excuses. We don't. The American public don't want to hear excuses. Because when you can't pay your rent, you can't pay your mortgage. When you're on that grocery line and you ain't got enough money, ain't nobody want to hear your excuses. Not one of you Kamala supporters is going to take accountability that she did not address her miscomings and her, not, being on top of the economy, that she made a mistake. Now, one of you are going to take, see, it just shows you. It just shows you where the Democrats are. They don't take any accountability. You have a bunch of enablers, enablers that are going to keep them in office, That's what the Democrats want. They want enablers. They don't want people that want to ask for things. They don't want people that want to expect to be incentivized. They don't want people to question them. They want enablers. They want people to just say yes, 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 yes. And the Republican candidate, they're just a demon. They're the devil. They're the absolute devil. That's what they want the Democrat, people to support the Democrat. They want them to do that. They want them to be enablers and whoever the Republican candidate is. They don't have to be Trump. It could be anybody. That they are demons. The Democratic Party just wants enablers. Hold on. Let me handle this. Do you? Yeah, you're going to the block party. Welcome to the block party, Duayi. Congratulations, you played yourself. Go get me some alkaline water and some barbecue potato chips. Welcome to the block party, sir. Somebody said holes for Harris. That's absolutely true. Holes for Harris. Listen, man, hit that like button, y'all. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button, y'all.
What a thrill.
Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button.
With darkness and silence through the night.
Get checked in. Get checked in. Get checked in. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. It's a thrill to be here with you, but hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button.
And I'll melt into you.
Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button right now. Somebody said, why does everything have to come down to race? You don't see me talking about race. I don't know who's in the chat talking about race, but you don't see me talking about race. I asked the Democrats a question. I asked the Kamala Harris supporters a question. All I said was, are you at least going to admit that she didn't take accountability for the economy and inflation? And none of them stood up and was honest enough to say that she didn't take accountability. Nothing I said had anything to do about race. Yeah, you're probably talking about somebody else in the chat, but that's what I asked. Why can't any of the Kamala Harris supporters take any accountability and just say, yo, listen, all you have to say is, listen, Kamala's my girl. I'm going to support her. But she didn't take any accountability when it came to the inflation and the economy. She didn't take any accountability. The administration didn't take any accountability. You can even say that. Not one of you stood up and took accountability for her. Not one of you. Absolutely a shame. Because even the Trump supporters can admit when at least admit, okay, yeah, Trump, he kind of wilding out. Like, they're gonna support him. They love him. But they at least going to say, okay, Trump, he kind of wilding right now. They're going to at least say that. I think the Trump supporters are going to at least be a little honest, a little more honest The Democrats, I mean, the Democratic supporters and Kamala Harris supporters, you guys are just enablers. It doesn't matter what she says. It doesn't matter what she does. You're just going to enable her. She can sit there, lie to your face, tell you that, we tried to do this, we tried to do that, it didn't work. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. She can tell you whatever lie she wants. You're just going to eat it up. You're an enabler. You're a Democratic enabler. But in any event, listen, I want to thank everybody that came out tonight. I want to thank everybody that donated to the show tonight. Salute to all the donors tonight. I want to give a special shout out to my my moderator Sinclair. Salute to my moderator Sinclair. Salute to Dr. Strange. I saw he was in there earlier. Listen. If this is your first time here, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We are going to have more discussions. Listen, this is the most important election of our lifetime. Make no mistake. I have to keep saying that but it's absolutely true. This is the most important election of our lifetime. It's very important, and the Democratic National Convention is about a couple days away. We are absolutely going to be reporting on that. It's going to be a lot of shucking and jiving and high-fiving that night. I can't wait to see what rapper they got up on stage with a bunch of chains, a bunch of slave chains, talking about gun violence that they gave the Democratic script to. I can't wait to see it. Make sure you guys like this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We're gonna have more discussions. We're gonna be talking about these things in depth. More than likely, you guys are gonna see me tomorrow. I'm gonna do a video tomorrow. We're probably gonna get into who is supporting Kamala Harris. She has some people, very rich people, very wealthy people that are supporting her, that are backing her. We may have to get into that. But with that being said, guys, I hope you guys have been entertained as well as enlightened. I am your host, True and Living. You guys have a blessed night, and God willing, I will see you guys tomorrow. You guys have a blessed night. We are out. You have a good night, man.
What a thrill, with darkness and silence through the night. What a thrill. I'm searching and I'll melt into you.
I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No. I'm not going to sit here. 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 I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
Fire! Fire! Fire!